Good morning. I'm Dan DeRose with 19 News Now, coming to you from our digital desk. We're about to take you live into court. You see the judge has gotten into the courtroom here. We're here for a sentencing of a Euclid man who called 911 back in January of 2023. He admitted on the phone that he had just shot his girlfriend in the head. That is the man right there. That is Joshua Ward. He has already pleaded guilty to involuntary manslaughter, felony assault, and having a weapon under disability. That means he was a felon that had a gun. That's illegal. And he is accused and obviously now admitted to shooting Siobhan Seitz. She was 43 years old, shooting her in their head. When officers arrived, he was still at the home. He followed commands. He put the gun in a bedroom and locked the door. He then came out of the house. When police went into the Euclid home, unfortunately, Siobhan Seitz was dead. Today is sentencing day for Joshua Ward. Let's take you there live.
He pled guilty to count 3, involuntary manslaughter, a felony of the first degree with a 3-year firearm specification. And he pled guilty to count 4, which is felonious assault in violation of a felony of the second degree with a 3-year firearm specification. And he as well pled guilty to count 6, having a weapon under disability, a felony of the third degree. At the plea hearing, the parties stipulated that the sentence would be recommended to the trial court of a 25-year sentence. I would indicate for the record that the court, prior to coming in here today, has reviewed the reports dated April 24th, 2023, where a sanity evaluation was conducted, and also a report dated April 24th, where a competency to stand trial evaluation, both authored by Dr. Adele Schaefer, board-certified psychiatrist from the Cuyahoga County Common Pleas Court Psychiatric Clinic, and she signed both of those reports. So the court would further would like to indicate that we're all here in the courtroom here today, and we all have a right to be here, and that's what's great about this country. All right, we come into court here, we settled a horrible situation, and now it's time for the sentence to come in here. So I'd like everybody for 1 second, just listen. And I say that is because in this courtroom right here, we're not here for disputes. We're here to settle this case, pronounce a sentence, and let the defendant, in this particular case, do his time. At the end of the hearing here today, the silence that we just heard should also be present after this case concludes. All right? We have a bunch of deputies here in the abundance of caution, and hopefully there's going to be no need for any deputies to do anything other than stand here and be present. Okay? So, the procedure that we'll go through here first, I'm going to tell you the process that we're going to go through. Then the state of Ohio will make its presentation. At that time, we'll hear victim impact. And then the court will hear from the defense and from the defendant if he so chooses to testify or provide a statement. Thereafter, the court will sentence the defendant. The court would like to indicate in all in the courtroom here today that I operate under rules of called the Ohio Revised Code, and it's the principles and purposes of felony sentencing. And it says to me that I have to formulate my decision based upon the overriding principles and purposes of felony sentencing, namely to protect the public from future crime by this defendant and others, and to punish the offender using the minimum sanctions that the court determines accomplish those purposes without imposing an unnecessary burden on state or local government resources. To achieve these purposes, the court has considered the need for incapacitation, deterrence, rehabilitation, and providing for restitution. The court must and has also considered the seriousness and recidivism factors relevant to the offense and the offender. The court will ensure that the sentence being imposed does not demean the seriousness of the offense, the impact it has on the victim, and is consistent with other similar offenses committed by like offenders. Finally, the sentence is not based on any impermissible purposes, namely the race, ethnic background, and gender or religion of Mr. Ward. Okay, with that being said, I'll turn it over to Carl Mazzone on behalf of the state of Ohio.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state will reserve its comments for a bit later, but I know that there's been some members of Siobhan Seat's family who do wish to address the court prior to the issuance of a sentence.
Okay, I see that we have the podium here, and, okay, we have a microphone on.
It needs to be green.
I'm sorry?
Should it be green?
Should be green.
Robert Seats,
How do you spell your last name, Robert?
Seats the third.
Thank you, Mr. Seats, for appearing here pursuant to Marcy's law.
Good morning, Joshua. I just wanted to come up here and speak highly of my mom and like talk about what's left behind, pretty much. And it's not anything good. Like, I was already giving up as a child, you feel me? I was already giving up, and I felt like I wasn't a part of this family. And I do everything I can to come back around and show my loyalty. You feel me? I love my mom, bro, and I appreciate everything she did for me, man. I wouldn't be who I am today without her, bro. I'm trying to tell you, man. For real. I'm trying to be strong, but I can't see my mom again, bro. And I'm trying to figure out who I'm doing this for, man. I live behind me, man. I got my family with me. I got my brother. I'm doing it for them, bro. I'm doing it for Nina. I'm doing it for everybody, man. For real. Look at me. Like, and it hurt, though. It really hurt, man. It hurt. You was good, for real, bro. You was good in my eyes. I just don't know what changed, man. And so, honey, we used to play video games, all types of stuff, man. Like, it's all good, though. Because we here today, and we going to figure out what's going to happen next. And I'm going to keep on fighting for my family, man. We going to make it out. One thing for sure. You feel me? I ain't Robert Seats III for no reason. You feel me? For no reason, man. It's all good. Yeah, that's all I got to say, Your Honor.
Thank you so much for your appearance here today. I know that was very difficult for you, and I know that your family appreciates it.
My name is Kyle Bland Jr.
Your name?
K-Y-L-E.
Say it again.
Kyle Bland Jr.
K-Y-L-E.
Yes, sir.
Bland, B-L-A-N-D.
Yes, sir.
Junior. Mr. Bland, thank you for appearing here today. What do you want me to hear?
I just wanted to come up here and speak on my mom. And I just really wanted to just ask a question, like, what happened? Like, you feel me? I talked to you 2 nights before that happened. You said, like, I love y'all, I gotta go. I gotta go. You said, I got these the passwords to the game, these the passwords to my emails. You said, I love y'all, I gotta go. You feel me? I played the game with you every night. I called you like, damn, like, why you ain't been on the game? Like, what's going on? You was, I don't even know, bro. Then it's like, you know what I've been through, you feel me? You know what I've been through, bro. And you know, like, I just got back cool with my mom. My brother just passed. You feel me? You took all that away from me, bro. You took all that away from me, bro. Like, I don't even be knowing what I be doing out here, bro. Like I don't even know, bro. Hey, I got my niece. My son don't got no grandma no more. You know my dad ain't in my life. Like, you just, I don't even know, bro. Like, my brother, like, you took everything away from Rob, though, man. You don't even understand. Like, my brother been an outcast. Like, my mom was all he had. Like, my dad in jail, bro. Like, I don't got nobody, bro. My mom gone, my dad in jail, bro. You crazy, bro. You crazy, bro. You know how much you hurt me, nigga. Like, I'm the reason why you even came back, Jay, bro. I'm the reason, bro. Like, you crazy, bro. She asked me, like, she wasn't being with nobody, bro. I came back in the house. I moved out because I was with my girl. She said, I'm lonely. I'm about to just have Jay back. Is it cool? I said, yeah, we playing the game. Everything was straight, bro. I don't even know, bro. Like, that's just the most craziest thing of all. Like, you had to be off drugs or something. Like, I don't understand, like, how that can just... She loved you. Everybody gave up on you, Jay. You know that. You know nobody was with you. Nobody was... You know that, bro. Nobody was with you but my mom, bro. Nobody, bro. She was the only one who looked... I ain't even know why she was with you, bro. You older than me, bro, and you looked up to me. How you think that made me feel as a man? Like, it wasn't like I can look up to you to anything. You played the game. I didn't understand. She provided for you, bro. 2 cars. You ain't had no car. You ain't had no house, bro. Your kids went in your life, bro. She believed in you, bro. She loved you more than she loved me, bro. On everything. I love my mom. You feel me? We gonna continue to make her name live as a family. We gonna do the best that we gotta do. We gonna have to do that. I just really wanted to know, like, why did you do it? Like, I don't understand.
Thank you, Mr. Bland.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Chosen Simmons, C-H-O-S-E-N. Simmons, S-I-M-M-O-N-S.
Thank you, Ms. Simmons.
Thank you. So I'm gonna start off by saying choices. A wise man once said, "You and only you are responsible of your life choices and decisions." I'm standing here before you today, Your Honor, to ask you that you do not have leniency on Joshua. I'm asking this because Joshua had a choice. At any point, he could have left the vicinity and went about his day. He did not make the right choice. Instead, he took the life of a daughter, of a sister, of a mother, of a grandmother, and furthermore, of my cousin. When I say my cousin, I'm not just talking about any cousin. I'm talking about the person I consider my sister, my best friend, my confidant, and one of the people I looked up to. Vonnie was already grieving the loss of her son just 1 year prior, and Joshua was aware of this. He was there during all of this. He knew that Vonnie's granddaughter, Skylar, which is her son's daughter, no longer had a father, and her mother was not fit to care for her property. Skylar's maternal grandmother had already been killed, unfortunately, so Skylar did not have anyone else other than Vonnie to care for her. And again, Joshua was aware of this. He knew that Vonnie's choice was to do all she could to make sure that Skylar and her other children were taken care of. Joshua was there when Skylar needed someone, and Skylar even knew him as her grandfather and Joshua knew how much Vonnie loved that baby and her other children. So my plea today is not just for justice for Vonnie, but justice for Skylar, justice for Kyle, justice for Dominique, but she's unfortunately not here, and justice for Robert. All right? Because now they have no lineage to their maternal side, other than the family that you see here today. Vonnie suffered a lot of losses in her life. She had already lost her mother as well as her father. Then to lose her baby boy was horrific for her. Vonnie was the only one left in Skylar's life that had that she was able to know her father's. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm getting okay. Bonnie was the only thing left that Skylar had to know her father's maternal lineage, the Seats family. And unfortunately, Skylar cannot. Please understand that Skylar is now being taken care of by her great-grandparents, which is her father's paternal grandparents. And if something was to happen to them today, this child would unfortunately go into the system. But Joshua didn't think about none of that. He was selfish. He didn't think about the lives that would be affected by the loss of just one person. So, Your Honor, if you see me, I'm going to just let you know. Siobhan, she was like 4'9". I'm 4'11". She was like 4'9". She weighed between 90 and 100 pounds. So she was no physical threat to Joshua. Let me say it that way. All right? So compared to his height and stature, like I said, she was no physical threat. Again, he had a choice. He chose to shoot her while making a cup of coffee, which means to me is that whatever they may have been going through, she wasn't at a great concern for it. Now, I really don't know exactly what happened or even why, but I do know that life comes with choices. He can also sit here and proclaim that he has some kind of mental breakdown, but I want you to understand, Your Honor, that I too suffer from mental breakdowns. And it's in those moments that you have to make better decisions, make better choices, because for every action there is a reaction. So again, he could have made a better choice. Joshua was selfish, and he didn't think about the lives that would be affected by the loss of Vonnie. Vonnie unconditionally loved Joshua. She loved him so much that even though that they were not together, she allowed him to come back into her home after months of solitude to keep him safe because someone was trying to kill him. And in return, he turned around and killed her. Joshua took advantage of Vonnie's generosity when he killed her and took my kind-hearted cousin from her family. Vonnie wasn't a violent person. She was loving, she was caring, she was family-oriented, and she would do anything for you if she could. She would actually go out of her way to make sure things were straight for you if she had to. And that's the person Joshua took advantage of and also took the life of. So, Your Honor, I believe that Joshua should serve the harshest sentence possible and not to get off easily by pleading in this case, since he was the one who called in and stated on a recorded line that he was the murderer and that he killed his ex-girlfriend. So whatever the reason was, or whatever made him do it, again, he had choices. And as we all have choices, if we do not make the right ones, we must suffer the consequences. So the greatest choice we could have to this is to think before we act, and I have given great thought to this before I say it. Joshua must suffer the consequences for the choices he made on January 16, 2023. I understand that the state and him have entered into some type of plea agreement with Joshua and his counsel. Nevertheless, I'm asking again for the highest sentence that can possibly be made. Maybe it's not death, maybe that's not possible at this juncture, because ultimately one life is still no justice for another. But I do believe that he must serve the maximum time allowed. In 25 years for me and my family, it ain't enough. I appreciate you, sir.
My name is Letitia Seats. S-E-A-T-S. Seats, not sheets. This picture right here is a picture of me and my sister when we were younger, and she always had my back. You stole that from me. You understand? You understand? You see this picture? Each year we would all get together to celebrate our birthdays every year, but in 2023, 2022 was the last year we were able to celebrate with all of us since you took her life in January 23. Man. Is this why you killed her? Is this why she died? Because she was family oriented and had a family, cared for us deeply. Were you jealous for real? I deal with mental issues. You know that. You know that. You know I do. I couldn't even come out my house, and I was still suffering. This was the last birthday I was able to celebrate with my sister. The last, look at her, peacefully at my house. Her and my other sister, because I didn't want to go nowhere. You knew that. This right here. This is her oldest grandson that she would never ever see grow up into a man. And he called you Papa. And he called you Papa. And he wanted you. He said, Jay, where Jay at? All of the kids. And this right here, and my daughter. This is how she had to see my daughter graduate from Tiffin University. She had, this is my life now. I have no life. I don't. And you always heard me say, can I share your grandkids? And then she said, yes, you gonna have one. And guess what I did? And guess what? She not gonna ever see him. She never gonna see him ever. You took her. You thought she didn't have nobody. What did you do? And this right here, these are my brothers and my sister. My brother got married, and this is how she had to come to the wedding. You see that? This is a picture. It says, we know you will be here today if heaven wasn't so far away. Do you understand? Do you understand? You're not crazy. You're not crazy, okay? This again, her birthday party. Her birthday party, look at this. This is how we had to celebrate her. This is how we celebrated her birthday. You don't even understand. And this right here, she has a room in my house, and this is how I see her every day. And she go to sleep, she has her own bed, she has her own TV, I collect her mail. This is the only way that I can go. And this right here, let me show you something. This picture right here, November 23rd of 2023, I tried to kill myself. I was dead for 30 seconds. I went into cardiac arrest. I didn't want to be here. I didn't want to think. I just wanted my sister. And you have no clue. She has family. You know her family. Is this who you said you see beating over her head? Over your head? This is her father. He's dead. This her son. Is this Kyler who you said you seen beating over your head? And guess what? Look at her. She loves you. She loves you, man. Even when we told her not to go back to you, she loves you. She loves you. And you sitting there, man. I ain't got nothing. I ain't got nobody. I disregard my family because I don't know how to love. I don't know how to love. And and if these people that you seen, you a lie. Because these people right here, you will never see them because you're never gonna go where they at. You're not, okay? You're not going to jail. You're not. Just face it, okay? You did what you did. I promise you. You not a monster. You not crazy. I'm crazy. I'm crazy and I can admit it. I am crazy, okay? You play crazy. Everybody got a bad childhood. Siobhan had a messed up childhood. You know that. So all this psychiatrist stuff, man, gone. And you don't even have no sympathy. You ain't even crying. You ain't even doing nothing.
Thank you, Ms. Seeds. Mr. Mazzone?
Thank you, Your Honor. And just briefly on behalf of the state, I think the impact that Siobhan Seats had on her family, I think, is apparent today with the number of folks who were in the courtroom and the heartfelt words that have been said on her behalf. And, Your Honor, these are...
So we're going to have silence or you're going to have to leave.
I will leave.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for coming down.
Don't say me. Don't say nothing to me. Because y'all railroaded him.
Your Honor, these are always the toughest cases where there's just a close and intimate relationship between a defendant and a homicide victim. But in this particular case where, like I said, Ms. Seats had such a profound impact on the people around her and how much she's going to be missed. And nothing is ever going to bring Ms. Seats back. Your Honor, the state believes that based on the totality of everything that's happened and after discussions with both counsel and the family that we had, where we believe that the agreed recommended sentence of 25 years is appropriate, and we ask that you impose the sentence recommended by the parties. Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Mazzone. Nancy?
Thank you, Your Honor. May it please the court. Your Honor, I would concur with Mr. Mazzone's statements. These are the hardest cases. Obviously, sitting here listening to the victim, Ms. Seats' family members, I hope this doesn't fall on deaf ears, but on behalf of myself, Mr. Shaughnessy, and most specifically Mr. Ward, our sincerest condolences on their loss. Your Honor, we would ask that you would impose the recommended 25-year sentence. This court is well aware of everything that the state and defense went through in order to come to this resolution, and we would ask that the court would take that into consideration and would impose that sentence today. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, does that conclude the defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, great. It's now the duty of the court to impose a sentence. I reviewed the entire file, as I indicated earlier, and was here for the plea, met with the parties on the record, talked about the plea, and I believe that the sentence that the parties have come to is a reasonable sentence, and it is consistent with the principles and purposes of felony sentencing. With all sentences that are being imposed here today, post-release control is a portion of that sentence. That means upon your release from prison, you will be on a minimum mandatory 2 years to a maximum of 5-year supervision by the Adult Parole Authority. Why I have to say that to you is because it has meaning going forward. Upon your release from prison, you'll be on the supervision of that parole board, and you'll have a post-release control officer. If you fail to abide by the terms and conditions of the supervision, your officer could ask for a hearing before the board. And if they found you to be in violation, they could return you to prison without a trial, okay? Return you to prison for up to 1/2 the sentence that I gave here today, but never more than 9 months at any one time. You understand that, Mr. Ward?
Yes, Your Honor.
You further understand if you fail to go see your post-release control officer, you could be indicted for the felony crime of escape. As such, as a felony if you commit any felony, including escape, while under post-release control. When the new case comes before a judge, either after a plea or after a trial, at the sentencing hearing, that judge would have the authority to punish you for violating post-release control in addition to the new sentence that you received. And that punishment could be up to a 1-year consecutive sentence, or in a case like yours, because there's up to 5 years of discretionary post-release control after the mandatory minimum of 2, they could convert that portion of that mandatory, they could convert that portion of the post-release control supervision time to a prison sentence and run that consecutively. Do you understand me?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And that applies to count 1 will control, since that's the felony of the first degree, and that's a mandatory minimum of 2 to a maximum of 5. Okay. So as to the sentence themselves, as to count 3, the indictment for involuntary manslaughter with the 3-year gun specification, the court imposes the maximum sentence of 11 years at the Lorraine Correctional Institute to be served after the 3-year gun specification in this count of the indictment. As to count 4, the defendant is sentenced to 8 years, which is the maximum sentence for the crime of felonious assault, along with a 3-year gun specification. As to count number 5, it is a sentence that he'll have 3-year sentence to run concurrent with counts 3 and 4. Now, I have to go back to counts 3 and 4 and indicate that you have pled guilty to gun specifications in each count. So before you start the substantive sentence, you'll have to do your 6 years of the gun specification. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. Afterwards, your sentence will then take place. Since you have a maximum sentence of 11 and a maximum sentence of 8 for counts 3 and 4, 11 and 8 equals 19, plus the gun year specifications, your minimum time that you're going to serve in prison is 25 years. Do you understand that? At that point, the court has to impose what's called Reagan-Todt sentencing, folks. And what that means is that I have to give an additional sentence of time in the event that the defendant does not show conduct becoming of an inmate, or he could receive additional time when it's due to be released. That would be caused by a hearing before the prison system, and they would determine whether or not he gets out after 25 years. If they decide that they have to hold him, again, the maximum they can be held pursuant to the Reagan-Todt sentencing provisions is 30.5 years. Additionally, the court would indicate that pursuant to statute, he will be given jail time credit in the amount of 449 days. And just so you understand, Mr. Ward, that time will not be attributed to your sentence until after you do the 6 years, at which time you receive that jail time credit. Sir, I'm going to order that the costs be paid for this case, and that you do so doing community service while in the institution. There'll be no fine imposed right here. Is there anything further on behalf of the state of Ohio?
There isn't, Your Honor.
Is there anything further on behalf of the defense?
Your Honor, we would just ask that the record would reflect our objection to Reagan-Todt.
Okay.
Thank you.
And so I want to conclude this hearing by saying is that this has been a very emotional hearing. And it's not the first emotional hearing that I've been in. I've been in many, many as a defense lawyer. But the only consolation that I can say to everybody here today, and honestly, your presence is required at these hearings under Marsy's law. Families have to let other family members know what's going on in the community. All right? I heard people, and I think I lost at count of 3 or 4 violent deaths in the family. Okay? This is just horrible. And I know that the young lady that just left Miss Seats, that she was so upset she had to leave the courtroom. All right? And I know that what she was trying to say, and that she's never going to be able to find the right words that she wants to talk about the loss that she has. Okay? And let me leave you with this. There was a famous defense lawyer in Cuyahoga County. And he would say during portions of his argument, and I heard it many times, that God gave us memories so we have roses in December. And what it means is that your loved one may be gone, but never forgotten in your heart never forgotten in your minds, and never forgotten that binds you all together here with her thoughts. Okay? So having nothing further before the court, I wish you all well. What we're going to do is I'm going to order that the sheriff transport Mr. Ward, good luck Mr. Ward, to prison, and we'll be in adjournment. And I want to thank everybody for your presentation and your presence.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Your Honor.
All rise.
Dan DeRose with 19 News, and it has been a very emotional morning in court for the sentencing of Joshua Ward, now sentenced to 25 years in prison. Just tearing at your heart having to hear from the sister of Siobhan Sheets, and now that she has no one in her life, and trying to figure out the answers as to why, and there just aren't any, as she explained, and tried to get the attention of Joshua Ward during his sentencing. We're going to wrap this up. If we have any other breaking news, it'll be here on our digital platforms. Our 11 o'clock news is underway on CW43, and then our noon news on Channel 19. Until then, I'm Dan DeRose with 19 News. Have a good afternoon.
19 News is everywhere. Download our CTV apps and follow